Les poissons, how I love les poissons. Notre top and little fish. Their heads and their bones of it. Ça c'est toujours bien. Les poissons, les poissons. We should keep our eyes what's inside of ourselves. But I know the fish is done you. Till something more empty than nothing. With helping to classic technique. First you pounce if it's slashes on my flesh. Then you slash through the skin, you say, very slice. Then you roast up those skin, cook that king's in this nice. L'histoire. What is this? How on earth could I miss on a sweet little succulent crab? Quel dommage, what a loss! Here we go in the sauce. Now some flour, I think just a dash. Now I'll stop you with clay, it don't hurt. Cause you're dead and you're certainly lucky you are. Cause it's gonna be a hot in magic silver pot.
Hello, we are headed to Paris. Do you know where that's at? Paris is a city in France, which is in Europe on the other side of the ocean. It's a beautiful city with lots of famous attractions, which this book is going to take us to. It's going to give us a tour of the city and show us these places and describe them in their local language, French. They speak French, not English. But you know what? I don't speak French. Do you speak French? So this might be a little bit fun. Even though we may not know exactly how to say these words, that's sometimes the fun part of traveling and visiting a different country. So we'll see the city and we'll try to say these places in the local language. And it's okay if we don't get it right, because remember, we're just visiting. All right, so let's get started. With Good Night Paris. Starts off in English, so don't worry. It says, good morning, marvelous sunrise. And then here's our first word. It says, bon matin, city of Paris. Do you know that Paris is Paris? Are we ready to share a wonderful day? Good morning, Parisians, nibbling on delicious French pastries at the bakery. But it doesn't say bakery. Right here, I believe the word is patisserie. Okay, so they get their breakfast at the bakery and then they go see this. It says, happy spring, flowers bursting with color at the Luxembourg Gardens. But the word for garden looks a little different, doesn't it? And garden is Jardin de Luxembourg? That sounds right. That sounds good enough. But they get to enjoy a day at the gardens. Next, ahoy there, riverboat, floating along the scenic river Seine. I'm on the boat, on the river, because there's a river that runs right through the middle of the city. And then where do they go? So, allô, lions at the zoo of Paris. What a roar. But the word for the zoo is a little bit different. It says Parc Zoologique. No, that's not right. Parc Zoologique. It's the zoo. And those are some fantastic lions. Next, greetings, grand Arc de Triomphe. Let's try that again. Arc de Triomphe. That sounds better. So this is the arc, which is, of course, when you have this big round doorway, okay? And this is in the middle of one of their roads in the center of the city. So you have to drive around this big monument. It's a very famous place in the city. Next, they go over to here. Let's see. It's great to see you. Centre Pompidou. You look inside out and look at this building. It's almost like the outside of the building is exposed, right? So the outside kind of looks like it would be the inside part of the structure. That's another popular place in the city to visit. And then I bet you know what this one is. Do you recognize that? My fingers are in the way. It says, "Good afternoon, magnificent Eiffel Tower. You were built in 1887. Today, people still come from around the globe to admire your size and beauty. But Eiffel Tower, that's not how they say it, because in French, it would be Tour Eiffel. Tour Eiffel." Okay, this next one's a little bit harder to say. And it says, "Bonjour, beautiful building. Sitting atop the highest point in Paris is this building." And it's the Sacré-Cœur. That is another popular place to visit. To a museum. It says, "Good day, Musée d'Orsay. Musée d'Orsay, now an art museum. You were once a railroad station." There's a big clock, and you can actually see this building while looking out of this part of the museum. And then this one you probably know. Ooh. Oh, not yet. Okay, we have this page. "Don't you love watching artists paint along the river?" There are a lot of artists in France and in Paris, and he's just painting a picture of the river and the bridge up here. Lots of people around. And then you probably know this one. What are they inside of? So this is what we would call Notre Dame Cathedral. So let's explore historic Cathédrale de Notre Dame. The famous church is more than 800 years old. And do you know what happened to this recently? Yeah, it caught on fire. So you can't actually go inside. You can sort of see it from the outside, but the roof is damaged and the inside is definitely damaged. So you're not allowed to go inside anymore. But that's what it used to look like. Next, they're getting on the subway, okay? So it says, "Hello, students and commuters are getting ready to ride the Paris Metro." They call it a metro, and it would be Paris Metro, or something similar to that. You can see that it's busy by the subway station. This one's a little bit different. So this is a person's name. I think it's Foucault. There's a giant pendulum at the Pantheon that proved that the planet Earth rotates all the time. And you can see that there's this round thing in this with the pendulum here. And this is how they prove that the Earth is constantly moving. And I believe that they pronounce this slightly different, Pantheon. So it's a little bit different in French. Then they go over to probably one of the most popular places aside from the Eiffel Tower. Do you recognize this? Do you know what that place is? It's another museum. So it says, wow, the Musée, which is a museum, the Louvre. So it's the Louvre, is too amazing for words. Some of the world's most treasured art is kept in your halls. It looks like big glass triangles. And underneath and inside is the museum. Inside the museum is something very popular, very important. Do you know who she is over here? The Mona Lisa is perhaps the world's most famous painting. What do you think she's thinking about? Then we go over here. Can you see how they're dressed in some very unique clothes? It says, hello, fabulous models strutting down the runway at Paris Fashion Week. Yeah, Paris is really known for fashion. And I might need to practice this one before I say this. It says, good evening, shoppers strolling down. Well, this is a famous street. Champs-Élysées? Elysee? I don't know. Okay, so this is Champs-Élysées, or something similar to that, and it's a very famous place to go shopping. Then, of course, you can see it's starting to get nighttime, right? The day is about wrapped up, and they say, bonsoir, diners enjoying French food at the cafe. And what do you say when you basically say enjoy your food? Bon appetit, right? A couple more places to see as the sun sets. Oh, and this one's beautiful. Good night, Regal Chateau de Versailles. So this is just outside of the city, and you can go visit Versailles, and when it's lit up at night, it's beautiful. Another beautiful thing is on this page, and it says Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. It's good night. Okay. So, and then it says it's on Pont Alexandre III, which is, the bridge is Pont, and Alexander III is who this bridge is named after. And it says it's the loveliest bridge in Paris. Good night, bright moon and twinkling stars shining over the city of light, because Paris is known as the city of light. Some pictures. And it says, Bonne nuit, children of Paris. Thank you for sharing a wonderful day. And that was Paris. Whoops, dropped the book. So what was your favorite part of the city? So I'm Cassie, and I enjoyed walking around Paris with you and trying to speak a little bit of French. And thanks for taking this trip, and we will see you next time. Bye.